Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Family Sedan channel. It looks like I'm not the only one that believes XRP will hit $2 and beyond. Look at this headline from the Crypto Basic. Deaton says XRP FOMO won't kick in until XRP hits $2. And so look, it's no secret that I personally think that XRP will at some unknown point in the future hit a new all-time high and enter price discovery. And look, and I always admit too, I could be wrong and it goes to zero. I think one of those things is going to happen because XRP is not just going to flutter around in the price range it's been in for the past half a decade forever. It won't do that. As far as I'm concerned, it's a binary outcome, zero or way, way, way more in the future. But I don't, I don't know what's going to happen, but I will tell you this. It is going to be one of the most enjoyable parts of my entire life when we get there. Because I do believe it's going to happen, and it'll be so fascinating seeing everybody rush in to follow the leader effectively. It's what typical retail speculators do. It's FOMO, fear of missing out. And you see this behavior in the stock market, you see it in crypto, and I'll tell you that crypto, I don't know who came up with this statement, but I've cited this before, but stocks and crypto are the only things on the planet, probably just about, where when they go on sale, nobody wants them. But as soon as they start going up in price, yeah, it's time for that FOMO to kick in. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, in we go. A pro-XRP attorney, John Deaton, believes the vast majority of investors will not troop into XRP until the asset breaches the $2 price level. John Deaton, the founder of Crypto Law and a pro-XRP attorney, recently commented on the perceived apathy observed among investors who have failed to procure XRP below $1. The lawyer believes these individuals are missing an investment opportunity as they will likely jump on the train when the asset crosses $2. And here's the actual tweet from attorney John Deaton in full context. He said, XRP sits at 48 cents, and it's crazy to think about how many people who refuse to buy it now are going to buy it over $1. What's even more crazy is that FOMO won't likely kick in until $2. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. As far as the mass FOMO, I think once you hit that range, whew, and you know, I think that's an important level, actually, because that's basically what we hit at the height of XRP's price in 2021. You may recall it was April, I can't remember exactly what day, but April of 2021. XRP actually did hit $2. I remember seeing that exact price on Live Coin Watch at that particular point in time. And that's the highest it had been in years. So once it gets there, I mean, and then look, I think that's, and I'm not going to put words in Attorney Deaton's mouth, but I think that the assumption would be that, you know, we're seeing something like that. There's probably sufficient regulatory clarity from XRP, for XRP. So this would be after the end of the SEC v. Ripple case. But what do you think is going to happen at that point in time? So there'll be FOMO before that, I believe anyway. I mean, FOMO is what will lead, it's what leads price rallies in general. It's just like, the question is, when are most people going to feel that FOMO? Because people will be observing from afar, and so some will be FOMOing in, and XRP will breach $1 and keep going up, and then some won't start feeling that, even if they're observing that from afar. But then once it hits that even higher price, now they're starting to get interested, which is ridiculous. Like, this is how humans behave, though. I mean, look at this. So here is an article making this point. This is from CNBC. It's from August of last year. But take a look at this. 65% of Americans are doing the exact opposite of what they're supposed to, says investing expert. Here's what to do instead. And I want to cover just a couple parts of this, but I'm telling you, they're talking about investing in stocks. They're talking about the S&P 500. And what the human behavior they're describing here is what Attorney Deaton is basically talking about humans doing when it comes to XRP. And we've seen humans act just like this with XRP for about a decade at this point. I mean, don't forget from the, you know, if you're talking about the cycle where XRP had its all-time high running up to almost $4, well, the beginning of that cycle, XRP was worth about half a penny. People, and so there were people FOMOing in when for the first time XRP went from about half a penny all the way up to something like 41 or 42 cents it might have been April of 2017, somewhere thereabout. Anyway, maybe it was May. But then it went back down. People stopped FOMOing in. They start panic selling. Then they FOMOed it again at the end of 2017. And people FOMOed in all the way up. XRP hitting up to $2 in April 2021. People FOMO'd into XRP running up to 80 cents at, what was it, like, I guess, November of 2020? This always happens. But there will be a time, and that's why what Attorney Deaton is saying, it certainly rings true with me, even though there's technically no guarantee, of course. Like, when you hit that type of level, especially with regulatory clarity, man, whew, that's when it's going to get real fun. But anyway, check out the CNBC piece. If your favorite store was offering 13% off the merchandise, chances are you'd be filling up your shopping cart. But if you're like many Americans, you may find you're not quite as enthusiastic about a markdown when it comes to buying stocks. The S&P 500, a common proxy for the broad U.S. stock market, is down 13% in 2022. But folks aren't buying more stock at cheaper prices. Just 1 in 4 Americans say it's a good time to invest in the stock market, according to a recent survey from Alliance Life. And 65% say they are keeping more money than they should out of the market out of fear of investment losses. So let's pause a note here. This, again, true in equities, it's true in crypto, and that's why when we had a major capitulation event in November of last year with the collapse of FTX, I put in serious money. I made some of the largest individual purchases I had ever made, and I recognized, hey, it's possible that this could go even lower. If that happens, I'll just be that much more enticed to put in even more money, because it has nothing to do with long-term fundamentals of the market. I just see people freaking out. And so with me believing that XRP price is artificially suppressed, there's a reason I sleep easy at night. You know, and I've been in this for over half a decade, never knowing when this thing was going to pop. I do believe XRP would have hit a new all-time high by now, probably in 2021, if not for the SEC, but fine. That's life. Can't control that. I'm still in. I still firmly believe that it's going to happen. It's just delayed because of the SEC. Nonsense action harming XRP holders. But that's just part of being an adult. Controlling your emotions when it comes to making important financial decisions. We don't get to choose when this happens. We just choose whether or not we have the exposure when it happens. That's it. And I want the exposure. I'm going to have the exposure of XRP when it either goes to zero or hits a new all-time high, because one of those things is going to freaking happen. I firmly believe that. And I think it's going to be a big move to the upside. Piece continues. Those fears aren't entirely unfounded. Any investment has the potential to go down, and investment losses can be painful, especially for people who plan to live on their investment income in the short term. If you're investing for a goal that's years away, however, letting fear keep your money out of the market is a big mistake, says Kelly Levine, Vice President of Consumer Insights at Alliance Life. Quote, when the market is doing well, people are throwing their money at it. When it's doing poorly, they're keeping their money out. It's doing the exact opposite of what you're supposed to be doing. End quote. And so part of my investment strategy, and I said this just the other day, I've mentioned it from time to time over the last several years I've been running this YouTube channel, part of my investment strategy is counting on humans to continue to act like humans, which is to say being useful idiots causing volatility in markets while I just don't participate in their nonsense behavior. That is part of my strategy, absolutely. Because investing, the purpose of investing is volatility. The useful idiots that make decisions, important financial decisions like this, they make it possible for me to achieve life-changing wealth. That's the way I look at it. And you know, they can bet against me, and they effectively do that by buying and selling at times when I'm not. Fine. I think they're wrong, and they can make their decisions, and cool. So, you know, it's not like it's any sort of evil thing. I'm counting on them to continue to make what I perceive to be poor decisions. And if I'm wrong, I mean, there's risk for me too. If I'm wrong, then maybe I eat it. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's plenty of data out there to show that for over 100 years worth of data in the stock market, and 14 years worth of data roughly in crypto markets, this is just how humans behave. It's just more exciting to be in crypto than in stocks, because the opportunity for life-changing wealth, man, it's very real and it comes quick. That's for damn sure. Anyway, piece continues. I'm just waiting until the market hits the bottom so I can ride it back up. What if you're thinking that? Here's the problem. In order to earn long-term gains, you need to be invested on the market's best days, and those often come right after the worst ones. Over the 20-year period ending December 31st, 2021, the S&P 500 returned an annualized 9.52%. Again, did you hear that, folks? That's a 20-year period. By the end of 2021, 9.52%. But check this out, and I've pointed this out before too, and this is why it's so crucial to just consistently have exposure. That's why I do that for myself. You do whatever you want. I'm not telling you to buy or sell anything. This is what I firmly believe. There's no shortage of data to prove this. Check this out. And again, this is over a 20-year period for the S&P, they said S&P 500, yeah. Remove the 10 best days from that period, and the return drops to 5.33%, according to analysis from JP Morgan. Folks, you heard that, right? Over a 20-year period, if you miss the 10 best days, that means that your annualized returns go from close to 10%, almost cut in half, down to about 5%. If you miss the 10 best days. So either you have the exposure when the exciting stuff happens, or you don't. So when it comes to XRP, when it starts moving in the span of just hours, and you can look even more broadly, like over a 24-hour period when the real excitement starts, say it comes from as a result of clarity from the SEC v. Ripple case, it's positive if that happens. Well, by the time a lot of people notice this, they're going to be FOMOing in. The opportunity, it's not that it wouldn't necessarily be there. I'm saying there wouldn't be any there. Maybe you catch it somewhat early. But my God, what if that means that XRP is worth over $1? What if it's $1.50? And right now it's less than 50 cents. You know, as I record this, I think XRP is at 49 cents. Yeah, there you go. It's a little over 49 cents at the time I'm recording this. How many people are going to miss that, though? A lot. I think the answer is a lot. And then they note here, over that period, 7 of the market's best days occurred 2 weeks after one of the 10 worst days. And so that's why, as XRP, because look, for years especially the first few years I held XRP, I was either at about break even or I was down on my investment, and I didn't care. I just bought more regularly. I was dollar cost averaging in for years, and then I made some larger purchases as we were approaching, I think it was September and October of 2020, and then I realized I needed to stop because I had an XRP buying problem. It's my largest crypto holding, my favorite crypto. So I did make myself stop, and I've just been diversifying in other crypto ever since. But still, I didn't care when it was down. And so now I happen to be up a bit because I think my average buying price is probably about 25 cents. But see, look, and you can cry about missed opportunities, and if I just put that in other cryptos that took off in 2021, yeah, but I didn't know that the SEC was going to sue Ripple. And I do have other exposure to other cryptos, actually. So it's not just, to me, it's more about just being diversified and putting money into cryptos that offer utility and just following that. That's what I'm most interested in. But look, all that to say, the best days are yet ahead. I firmly believe that. And it's nice to see Attorney Deaton thinks that as well. Now, and because it's Attorney Deaton, like what he's done for XRP holders, I mean, it's hard to put into words. And I know we all appreciate that. I don't frequently hear him talk about anything having to do with price, but don't forget, he's an XRP holder too. It's not his largest crypto holding. I can't remember what he said. He did publicly state it. It might have been ETH. I don't know if ETH is his largest holding or Bitcoin. I can't remember. But I know that XRP isn't. But that also doesn't matter. For some of you listening, XRP is your largest holding. For some of you listening, it could be Bitcoin or ETH or pick your crypto. But we're all here early. We're all in this together. And what a time to be alive. I mean, people are going to look back in this moment in time, a decade from now, and just recognize with full appreciation at that point the degree to which it's all historic. And we're just living through it right now with this incredible opportunity. But this opportunity won't be here forever. Eventually, the day will come when it's just understood, yeah, of course XRP made sense. Of course it did. But by the time everybody agrees that's when there's not going to be so much opportunity. And buying XRP at that point in time will probably be about as boring as investing in index funds, right? Don't you think that's what's most probable? But we're not there yet, which is why it is exciting and it is fun to have skin in the game. And to me, even though I acknowledge that I could be wrong, this could all go to zero and I lose everything, to me it seems like a virtual certainty that's not the direction we're going. I think we're going to new all-time highs and entering price discovery. I just don't pretend to know when. I would have thought half a decade ago that perhaps it would have happened sooner, but I also didn't know that XRP investors were going to be attacked by the SEC effectively. So that's life, though. You know, I'm being a big boy. It's okay. I'm not going to cry about it. I'm just going to be stubborn on this because I still think I'm right despite all that nonsense. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Family Sedan.